But then this is really something that we need to change as a, women, as a society. So we need to evolve really, really up so that we can, change the world. Girls are everywhere and they are doing phenomenal job. I tell myself that, you don't have to doubt yourself. You don't have to doubt your capabilities. And that's what I tell to everyone, around me. So, when I talk about habits, the first thing is then how, good you start your day. So you start with meditation, you start with yoga, you start with mindfulness. And I personally, I happen to land into a writing session. Although it was never my burning desire, I never thought that I will be a writer.
All right, so we have today Deepika Sohal with us, and it's absolutely been a pleasure interacting with her. And this message especially comes across in 2024 on Women's Day occasion, and especially when we are celebrating in the month of March, whereby we'd like to find out from Deepika that how she really continues to motivate and inspire her own journey, be able to carve out her own path as well. So let's welcome Deepika straight into this conversation today that we're going to have here, who's been working for more than 15 years, has been able to gear herself up right from the age of 18 years and, continuously striving and overcoming many, many challenges. So Deepika, let's, really find out that, what has the last, 15 to 18 years been for you so far?
Yeah, hi Gopika, hi everyone. So yeah, I think last 15 years has been really, really transformational for me. So since I was born, I know I heard one voice in my head that my parents have been keep telling me that, the neighbor came when I was born, the day one, and they said that inki kismat mein ladka kahan. So being the second daughter in the family, that's what I heard, and it kind of shadowed with me since I've grown up.
Mm.
So I think these voices kind of come in your head every time that you need to do something exceptional, something wonderful to prove them wrong. So
Okay.
that has been my journey, and definitely my childhood has been kind of, because we had some financial challenges. So my childhood has been a little different. Than we have to change cities, change a lot of schools, and part ways from my best friends as well. So it was a bit difficult, but I never I was academically really well. So I did really great, and I just I, after when I was 18, I had to start the job because of, again, of the challenges which I faced financially, because that was. But then what I personally loved doing that was that, if what you love and what you learn, even in your from your official experiences that you get in life, is more wonderful than what you will learn in your colleges. But I definitely miss those days, working with at a, studying at a college, and enjoying that family and kind of a friend circle that you make there, and a bond that you create there. So indeed, but I think coming far from there has been, and working in multiple MNC companies and doing a corporate job has been really fun, and it has been given me a lot of learning and a complete transformation, I would say.
So, Deepika, I understand that you're coming from a space where you've been working for a very, very long time. So, has it ever happened with you that you felt that you really needed to establish your authority because you're a woman and you needed to also, as you mentioned, be able to show that and be able to prove it as a part of, showing it to your family as well, to people around you, to colleagues at your workplace, that you need to take a stand and be able to multiply your impact. Did that feeling ever come across to you in so many years?
So yes, indeed. So you rightly mentioned. So indeed, this was a feeling because uh, I've always been, ambitious. I want to acquire everything. I want to do a lot of things in my life. So that has been kind of a kick to me, and I was courageous. I was bold, and I was, fearless and a limitless person. So limitless woman, I would say, and that's why I want to acquire everything. And at my work as well, I have always been try to put take a work which is really, really complex, so which people fear to take up those challenges. So I have transformed those challenges into trumps. That has been my success, and it has been appreciated from all the leadership team and everybody across the board in my office and companies.
Okay.
So indeed.
Lovely. So I'm sure that you look like a go-getter. You seem like as if your journey really talks about that, I'm really going to take on those challenges. But I'm sure that you have the other side as well, which I would really like you to bring out and be able to share with us that what are those low points and, when you're actually speaking to yourself, because I know that, as women, we are actually having to balance a lot in terms of work life balance, being able to, manage a lot of emotional baggage that we carry from time and again. So, talk to us about and, let us know that how do you deal with your low points?
Yeah. So I think there was a time in my career when I started searching for a job, and I was already doing one job, and then there was a point when I have to study from correspondence as well. So because I have to give my examination, then I have to take a break for 2 months time, and then I left the job, and then I was searching for a new one, and that time I kind of faced rejection 8 times. So I went for one interview, and there was rejections which I faced, and my parents has been always a supporting system for me. They
Mm-hmm.
always helped me to make my own choices, make my own decisions, make my own opinions. So I would say that they have always been my supporting light. So rejections has been there. I have seen my lows in my life, indeed. But one thing that kept me going is that the support that I get from my family. So they have been my guiding lights, and they have been my cheer forever leaders. So that is what that they have given me a support system. And when you make your kids independent in terms of their decisions, their choices, and you let them take their decisions. So if I win, they are the one who will sit in the audience and clap for me. And if I lose as well, they are the one who will back me up and push me forward and support me all the time.
Yeah.
So I think equality and the empowerment that comes from your home only.
Yeah.
So if you empower your kids, if you give equal opportunities to everyone. So we are like three, my elder sister, my younger brother, and myself. So if you give the opportunities to everyone, equal opportunities, we've never been, taught that you will not go to school and you will not study. Even these days, I have seen families telling their kids that if it's a girl child, then, you don't have to study that hard. You don't have to, study after 12. And even if their family matter, they say that you don't have to speak about it, you don't have to voice out. But then this is really something that we need to change as a women, as a society. So we need to evolve really really up so that we can change the world in a sense, because they've been told कि तुम्हारे किचन का काम है, तुम किचन का काम संभाल. So you can't decide कि आपका काम क्या है. It's like you women, you if you pick any field, you name any field, it's scientists, it's airplanes, aviation, it's about technology. Girls are everywhere, and they are doing phenomenal job. So they've been doing remarkable. So we should support females. And I think one message that I have for female is that don't doubt yourself. Whenever you see that you are doubting yourself, you know uh, you are just putting yourself down. I think don't doubt yourself, and it's like you yourself is enough, and you don't need any support from anyone. You yourself is enough.
So lovely to hear that message across, Deepika. So tell me, do you self doubt yourself?
Oh, yes, I do sometime, but then I quickly, come out of that zone that no, I pinch myself and I say, no, stop this, negative thinking. So I do get that, when I'm doing a lot of work, and parallelly, there's so much that I've achieved in the sense that I've recently written a book as well. So I've written
Okay.
a motivational book, Work Win Wow, the G
Wow.
Spot of Success. It got launched in the month of February.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I tell myself that, you don't have to doubt yourself. You don't have to doubt your capabilities. And that's what I tell to everyone, around me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very, very important, that stop that negative thinking then and there, whenever it comes, in your mind. Because if you let it overpower you, then, you're gone.
So, what
So
strategies
stop that
would you like
feeling.
to share that, all of us, go through that aspect where we get the negative, emotional baggage with us, always haunting us? So, what strategies do you really use, Deepika, that, you're able to overcome them for yourself?
Right. So the thing that I do personally prefer, and which I practice every day, is that, practicing gratitude in the morning. That's
Lovely.
very important, because that is the routine, right? I also talk about habits all the time. I love talking about habits and breaking those bad habits and adding new habits in the life.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you will pick any successful person, you will see that they have wonderful habits. So habits makes a successful person. So, when I talk about habits, the first thing is then how, good you start your day. So you start with meditation, you start with yoga, you start with mindfulness. You just leaving all of that procrastination and just get out of your bed as early as possible.
Mm.
So, practicing these things will make good habits in you, and then you will become a strong person.
Mm.
Although I'm self driven and self motivated, but I do have bad days when I doubt myself. For example, I have to create a video. So I will just kind of, delay and think like, oh, will I look good? Will I not look good? Is the lighting okay? Is the camera okay? Is the audio okay? The voice is coming out. So, like, small things, but then they have a huge impact. But you doubt yourself. But what I say to myself is that don't doubt yourself, just do it, because Rome was not built in a day. It takes time. So you start with the first step, and the one mantra in my life is that keep moving forward. Take
Mhm.
baby steps, make 1% progress every day, but keep moving forward. Every forward inch counts.
Lovely.
So
And I can
that's the
see that
mantra in life.
coming along with the publishing of your book. So what propelled you, Deepika, to publish this book? We'd like to really hear that side of the story.
Yeah, sure. So, I was back in 2020. I started. We all know that it was a year of destruction, right? That we were into COVID era, and then in the month of October, I was kind of, so, although we all were demotivated because of the news and the bad news across the world we were hearing that time.
Mm.
So I landed into a lot of motivational sessions and TED talks and some seminars and events that time. And I personally, I happened to land into a writing session. Although it was never my burning desire, I never thought that I will be a writer. And when I told my family that I'm going to publish a book, my father was like, "Really? You're going to publish a book?" So it means it's a surprise for everyone. But I, happened to just land into that session of writing. And they only talked one thing. It was not how to write. It was more that why to write. And kind of the one thing that speaker said and that was, stuck with me was that everyone has something to share to the world.
Yeah.
So you can inspire anybody and everybody around you.
Mhm.
It's not that you have to inspire your senior people or you have to be a CEO of the company, then only you can write a book. So
Yeah.
whatever knowledge that you have now, you can inspire many people with that. So if, for example, if you're in a 12th standard, you can inspire people who are in fifth standard, sixth standard. They will look up to you. Oh,
Correct.
she is brilliant. If you are in, if you are a CEO, you can inspire other people across the board,
Correct.
across the CEOs, right? So everybody and anybody can inspire others. And
Yeah.
I thought that this would be like, I have written about my 15 years of experience in this book, the
Mhm.
challenges, the successes, the opportunities I got, and how, I've overcome them. So this is a motivational and an inspirational book. And also, it's very important to, it would be selfish if I keep that knowledge to myself. That's what
Mm.
I feel
Mm.
personally.
Mm.
So sharing to the world and giving back to the society is very important. So
So
that
true.
what inspires me to write and, publish a book.
Lovely. So sharing and spreading out whatever that you know. So you've been able to really start getting yourself into the realm that you're establishing your authority. You're a published author. You're speaking out about your learnings thereby. What is that one small little message that you'd like to share with women who constantly doubt their own leadership abilities, their own potential all the time?
Sure, definitely. Do you know who invented GPS? You know who invented Wi-Fi? Who invented, medicines for malaria? Who was a scientist, in radioactivity? Who invented coffee filters? And more on, who invented the windshield wipers that we use in the cars? You know who was that person? There was a woman behind it. So you pick any field. Why we self-doubt? These inventions are done by female. They're less, known fact, and they are not least, spoken about in any of the fields. But these are the inventions done by women.
Yeah.
So, if we, and why I always say that women can do so much and they can add so much to the society is because you look at their, journey from childhood. They start sacrificing, a little chocolate for their brother. They kind of protect and, unite the family since childhood. Their family, their parents, they take care of them. So, if, and they leave after 20s, 30s, when they get married, they leave their home as well and they come to a new place. So they're coming out of their comfort zone. So I'm talking about some skills. They
Mm.
are inbuilt skills in female. leaving their comfort zone, coming out of it. And, that's where the magic happens that you always talk about. So, coming out of the comfort is very important. Accepting the change is very important. And building that team unit, team spirit, team bonding. When you see at the corporate, when you see at the culture that we build. So these are the traits that women already have in them. So it's more like I said, that you don't have to, self-doubt yourself. You are alone enough. You don't need anybody's support. मेरे को ये support नहीं कर रहा, मेरे को ये नहीं मिल रहा, मेरे को वो नहीं चाहिए. You don't need anyone. Just trust yourself. Look back to your life. कहाँ से कहाँ आए हो आप? Just go back and see, and you will be self-driven. You will be self-motivated. You don't need any external factor to be motivated. You have so much. If a woman can give a birth to a child, I think you can achieve anything in life.
Lovely. So good to hear, Deepika. I'm so happy to see you, talking and speaking out, in such an inspirational way. Why don't you go out there and, spread a message? And even if we are, able to reach out with that message to one person, that it's so important to express
Yeah.
how you feel, and how I have seen you being able to come out of that shell, because you've broken that, that glass ceiling, around you. And today I see you speaking, expressing yourself. So, one message for people, who shy away from speaking out their emotions, and, who shy away from expressing themselves all the time.
Yeah, sure. So, I personally feel that if you are, just sitting in the same place, you will never learn something new. So, if you make even a little progress as well, that is also something which will always help you. And my personal agenda is that when I come up, when I speak, when I've written this book as well, my agenda is that if I inspire even one person out of million, like you said, right, my job is good, job well done. That's what I'll consider, that job well done. That's it. So, come out of your comfort, leave that, thing and in your mind, which is a negative thought in your mind, just leave it. Okay. Pinch yourself every time whenever just your mind is thinking negative. Come out of it and just, wake up in the morning and think. And so, first of all, I think practice gratitude. Start thanking for the things that you have already in life, because we forget and we take things for granted in our life. That's really, really an important message. Becoming a good human being and becoming a humble person is a, much need in this society. I think it's a very less competition in this space. So, become that humble person. And indeed, if you are shying away, if you're an introvert or extrovert, I think introverts are really smart people. The more intelligent, reason being that they reserve their energy and they reserve their thoughts for a particular piece of time, right? They speak when there's a requirement.
Yeah.
So I think it's not a bad person to be an introvert. It's really a great one to have one. The only thing is you should have your thoughts, you should have your clarity in your mind. And the best way to get that is reading books. When you read a book, you can kind of download a decade in your mind. You download generations knowledge with you. So reading is really a great habit. If you want to, really see the transformation happening in you, just go and read books.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Deepika. That was lovely to hear out. So read books, publish books, be able to inspire, from one's life to another life. Continue to do that. Thank you so much for sharing that message with us. So that was Deepika Sohal, speaking to us on this very special occasion while we're celebrating this entire month for Women's Day, and thereby leading the same message, that is that your life has enough potential to really reach out and impact many, many more. Thank you so much, Deepika. On that note, a happy Women's Day to everyone as well.
Thank you.